Once upon a time, in a small village, there were two best friends, Tim and Lily. They loved to play together every day. One sunny morning, Tim and Lily decided to go on an adventure in the nearby forest. They packed some sandwiches, apples, and a bottle of water. They wore their hats and put on their backpacks. "Let's go," Lily said Tim with excitement. They held hands and walked into the forest. The forest was beautiful. There were tall trees, colorful flowers, and singing birds. Tim and Lily explored the forest and found a little stream. They sat by the stream and ate their sandwiches. "This is so much fun," said Lily with a smile. After lunch, they continued their adventure. They saw a family of rabbits playing in the grass. They also saw a deer drinking water from the stream. Tim and Lily were very happy. They felt like they were in a magical world. As the sun started to set, Tim and Lily decided to go back home. They followed the path and returned to their village. When they arrived, their parents were waiting for them. "Did you have a good time?" asked Tim's mom. "Yes, we had a great adventure," said Tim and Lily together. That night, Tim and Lily went to bed with big smiles on their faces. They dreamed of their next adventure in the magical forest. Little Red Riding Hood lived in a wood with her mother. One day Little Red Riding Hood went to visit her granny. She had a nice cake in her basket. On her way, Little Red Riding Hood met a wolf. "Hello," said the wolf. "Where are you going?" "I'm going to see my grandmother. She lives in a house behind those trees." The wolf ran to Granny's house and ate Granny up. He got into Granny's bed. A little later, Little Red Riding Hood reached the house. She looked at the wolf. "Granny, what big eyes you have. All the better to see you with," said the wolf. "Granny, what big ears you have. All the better to hear you with," said the wolf. "Granny, what a big nose you have. All the better to smell you with," said the wolf. "Granny, what big teeth you have. All the better to eat you with," shouted the wolf. A woodcutter was in the wood. He heard a loud scream and ran to the house. The woodcutter hit the wolf over the head. The wolf opened his mouth wide and shouted, and Granny jumped out. The wolf ran away, and Little Red Riding Hood never saw the wolf again. There once was an old miser who lived in a house with a garden. The old miser used to hide all his gold coins under stones in his garden. Every night, before he went to bed, the miser went out into his garden to count his coins. He continued the same routine every day, but he never spent a single golden coin. One day, a thief saw the old miser hiding his coins. Once the old miser went back into his house, the thief went to the hiding place and took all the gold. The following day, as the old man came out to count his coins, he found they were gone and started wailing loudly. His neighbor heard the cries and came running, asking what had happened. Upon learning what had occurred, the neighbor asked, "Why didn't you just save the money inside your house where it would have been safe?" The neighbor continued, "Having it inside the house would make it easier to access when you need to buy something." "Buy something," answered the miser. "I was never going to spend my gold." When hearing this, the neighbor picked up a stone and threw it. "Then," he said, "if that's the case, then save the stone. It's as worthless as the gold you've lost." Once, there was a boy who became bored when he watched over the village sheep grazing on the hillside. To entertain himself, he sang out, "Wolf, wolf. The wolf is chasing the sheep." When the villagers heard the cry, they came running up the hill to drive the wolf away. But, when they arrived, they saw no wolf. The boy was amused when seeing their angry faces. "Don't scream wolf, boy," warned the villagers, "when there is no wolf." They angrily went back down the hill. Later, the shepherd boy cried out once again, "Wolf, wolf. The wolf is chasing the sheep." To his amusement, He looked on as the villagers came running up the hill to scare the wolf away. As they saw there was no wolf, they said strictly, "Save your frightened cry for when there really is a wolf. Don't cry wolf when there is no wolf." But the boy grinned at their words while they walked grumbling down the hill once more. Later, the boy saw a real wolf sneaking around his flock. Alarmed, he jumped on his feet and cried out as loud as he could, "Wolf! Wolf!" But the villagers thought he was fooling them again, and so they didn't come to help. At sunset, the villagers went looking for the boy who hadn't returned with their sheep. When they went up the hill, they found him weeping. "There really was a wolf here. The flock is gone." "I cried out, 'Wolf,' but you didn't come," he wailed. An old man went to comfort the boy. As he put his arm around him, he said, "Nobody believes a liar, even when he is telling the truth." Once, there was a young boy. This boy had problems controlling his anger. When he got angry, he would say the first thing that came to mind, even if it affected people. One day, his father gifted him a hammer and a bundle of nails, then said, "Whenever you get mad, hammer a nail into the backyard fence." In the first days, the boy used up half of the nails. Over the next weeks, he used up fewer nails, until his temper was under control. Then, his father asked the young boy to remove a nail for each day he didn't lose his temper. On the day when the boy removed his last nail, his father told him, "You have done good, boy. But, can you see the holes in the fence? The fence is never going to be the same. Likewise, when you say mean things in anger, you'll leave a scar."